Welcome to the Three Mouseketeers, the sibling podcast that understands your Disney addiction. I'm Jared.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Emily.
On this episode, we're going to be talking about souvenirs that we typically go to at the parks. But first, let's get into some trivia. Are you guys ready to play?
Yep.
All right. This one is from Toy Story 3, so I hope you're well-versed with Toy Story 3. And the question is, what's the name of the daycare in Toy Story 3? Is it Sunny Place, Sunnyside, Sunnydale, or Sunny Day?
I knew it without the clues.
Well, I gave you no clues, but I gave you multiple choice.
The multiple choice, yeah.
Okay. Whatever. I knew it without the multiple choice.
I did not. I've only seen Toy Story 3 one time, so it's been a while. Because that was when it very first came out.
Okay, well, what do you guess?
Jump out at you?
I feel like it is Sunny Day.
Okay.
Wrong.
Well, Amanda, how do you know? What do you think it is?
I think it's probably Sunnyside.
You think it's probably Sunnyside. How confident are you with that?
Not very.
Why not? You sounded pretty confident to begin with.
I know.
You sounded like you were like, oh yeah, definitely have this one.
Well,
there's no doubt in my mind.
My initial gut was Sunnyside, but now I'm second guessing myself.
Okay.
So can you read the multiple choice one more time? I think you only ever read them once so that we can hear them again, reevaluate.
Sure. Is it Sunny Place, Sunnyside, Sunnydale, or Sunny Day?
See, I really lean towards Sunny Day, but Amanda thinks that that's wrong, so.
I'm pretty sure that one's wrong, and I'm pretty sure the first one's wrong. So if it's not Sunnyside, then my second guess would be Sunnydale.
And then your third would be Sunny Day, and then your fourth would be Sunny Place. So, all right. Well, I can definitely say that one of you got it wrong, and the other one actually did get it right. Amanda, Sunnyside is correct.
There we go.
All right. Well, Emily, why don't you go ahead and give us a history fact?
All right. Today, I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about Disneyland's shortest lived attraction. So we all know there's several rides at Disneyland that opened on opening day and are currently still running even today, which is a very long time. But the shortest lived attraction was called Mickey Mouse Club Circus, and it opened in November of 1955 and closed in January due to low attendance.
This January?
No. I guess it would be January 1956. Thank you. So it was only opened for 2 months, and people just weren't going to it, and there were live animals in it, so
interesting.
Keeping it open whenever they had low attendance was not practical. But they did actually take some of the jungle cats from Mickey Mouse Club Circus and created another attraction called Keller's Jungle Killers, and that only lasted 7 months.
Wow.
So the live animal thing at Disneyland, it was not working.
Well, yeah.
Nope.
No. Mm-mm. You know, nowadays, I can't imagine them opening something, and even if it had very low attendance, I can't imagine them closing it 2 months later. I just don't see it happening.
I know. It seems like they would give it more of a chance than that.
Right. I mean, I guess now you could get a following. I mean, if you can get your social media people out there, your influencers, and have them say how great it is, then you may get people to come, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that part of it probably had to do with the fact that there was live animals that they're having to feed. And I mean, that comes with the whole, trainers and vets and all of that. So,
Food,
yeah,
clean
probably,
up.
yeah, probably costs too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Especially around that time.
Yeah.
Like now it seems like they have it down pretty well. But before, not so much. All right. Well, that's very interesting. Two things that I just had never heard of before.
Yeah,
know.
me either. That's crazy.
Hmm.
But probably because they were only open for a few months each.
Yeah,
exactly.
they probably don't want you to hear about them.
Probably not.
But here I am,
Let
bringing
it-
you the
yeah.
facts.
Let it be lost
Yeah.
to time, Emily.
So, speaking about attractions, I actually want to give a tip about attractions today. And I want to say those dark rides aren't as dark as you think. And you should probably not do anything inappropriate on the dark rides. They have eyes and ears everywhere. So, even like taking your mask off when you're supposed to have it on indoors is not a great idea when you're on the dark rides.
Okay.
So they're
Very
watching you the
interesting.
whole time.
They are. Yep.
So it's not just the dark rides, because I do know that Splash Mountain has its own little extracurricular activity that people like to do.
Well, no jumping off the rides either. That's a no-no. Or
Well,
anything else. This is
I'm not saying
a family
jumping
podcast.
off of the ride.
I
I'm just
gotcha.
saying.
I'm just saying it is nicknamed Flash Mountain to some people.
And they do take a picture of you on that ride that is then going to just be displayed for everyone to see. So that is probably frowned upon.
Yes, but people still do
Probably
it.
frowned upon.
Yeah, that is true.
Jared,
But
quit
yeah.
doing that.
I can't help it. I'm sorry.
I do know that the cast members are constantly monitoring the rides, because I've been on rides where people have tried to like stick their hands in the water or whatever, and you're completely out of sight of cast members, and then they'll like stop the music and come over the loudspeaker and
Grabbing
give a warning.
cucumbers.
Yeah, people that I haven't personally been there during that, but yes,
But people
that's a
try
great
it.
example.
Yeah. So don't do any of that, because you can get kicked out or banned, and who wants that, honestly?
Nobody.
All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to the segment for the week. Emily, what do you have for us?
Well, this week's segment is Disneybounding, and this week we are Disneybounding as Captain Marvel. And I thought this was a fun one because it came to my attention that I never really do anything other than Disney animated cartoons. So I figured Captain Marvel was a good one. So this look, I kind of went with something pretty casual, but also keeping in mind that it has been kind of cold in Florida from what I've been hearing lately in Orlando. So I went with something that's kind of more winter appropriate and casual and comfy for at the parks. So to start this off, I have just a pair of skinny blue jeans, and I did these because Captain Marvel is wearing very skin tight blue pants. So I went with jeans. And then for a shirt, we just did a simple blue t-shirt, and I would wear it tucked into the jeans so that you can then wear a red belt with a gold buckle just like Captain Marvel has, and you'd be able to see it because the shirt is tucked in. And then I paired that all with a red jacket on top since it has been a little cold, and just to add some more red in. And Captain Marvel, she wears red boots, so I found some really cool like red combat boots to wear with the outfit. And then for accessories, I found a Captain Marvel necklace, so it has her star emblem, I
Okay.
guess you'd call it. And it's a necklace that hangs a little lower, so it kind of would sit more on your chest, like where her emblem is on her uniform. And then the last thing I found was a really cute Captain Marvel purse that's red and blue and gold and has that same star emblem on it. And it looks like a pretty good bag to carry at the parks to me.
Yeah, not too big, but big enough where you can carry some stuff.
Yeah.
So one thing
Very cute.
that I'll say about the shoes is I know that some people might find it uncomfortable to wear boots to the park if you're going to be walking all day,
Gotta
but
break them in first.
yeah, definitely break them in. Don't wear brand
Yeah,
new
don't wear them
boots.
brand new.
Yeah.
I think that's been one of the tips before. Don't
Mhm.
do that.
Yeah. But I mean, like, just replacing them with some red sneakers or red Converse or something,
Yeah,
would be
some
appropriate too.
yeah, you could even do some like high top Converses that gives the same feel as boots.
Yeah.
Right.
But altogether, I think it came out really well.
Yeah, I do too.
I was glad to do an Avengers character this time. I need to start incorporating more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. That and maybe some Star Wars too. I think you've done one Star Wars in the past,
Yeah,
right? You've done
I
Rey.
did Ray. I did Ray,
Yeah.
but yeah, I need to do some more. I maybe did no. Did I do BB-8 or did I just think about doing BB-8? I'll have to check that. Maybe I'll do one of the droids if I haven't already.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the purse is super cute and the necklace too. But I also like that jacket. I'd wear the jacket just because the jacket's cute, not
Yeah,
necessarily because it's Captain Marvel.
I know, me too. And another thing about the jacket, I went with a bomber jacket, so we have that kind of like military sort of feel. Same with the combat boots. I meant to mention that. So kind of ties in her background and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I figured that's why you did it.
Yeah.
It was a good idea.
Well, good job as always. All right, let's go ahead and get into the main topic. The topic of this episode is going to be souvenirs and what we typically get while we're at the parks. I am a collector. I collect a bunch of things. So souvenirs are definitely something that I go to. What about you guys?
Do you only get Tower of Terror souvenirs, Jared?
No, I do not.
Shocking.
Okay, that is shocking.
Although I do try to get as much as I can.
Do you own one of everything in the store, or
I do not. There have definitely
Okay.
been several things that I've seen there that I'm like, oh yeah, I want that, and then just didn't buy for some reason. Whether it be
Probably.
too expensive
Yeah.
or just I didn't absolutely need it. Yeah. So anyway,
or it was a dress?
I mean, that's not going to stop me really. All right. So what about you guys? What's like one of the first things that you would go get in a souvenir shop?
For me, that's easy. As soon as I get to Disney, I usually buy a pair of
Ears?
ears. Yeah.
I figured that's
A
what you were
pair
gonna
of
say.
ears. I mean, these days I get a lot of my ears off of Etsy, and I've even made a couple pairs myself, but I still always want to have that like collector's ears whenever I go to the park. So I usually buy one pair of ears, and that's normally the first thing I buy.
And do you ever buy any of the fancy, like special edition ones, like the ones that are like a little more pricey, or do you stick to the like general release type stuff?
I mean, I haven't bought like any of the designer ones or anything, but I like to do like the holiday ones for whatever the special occasion is, or I don't know, usually ones that are more like limited edition, not the ones that they have all the time.
Okay. Well, it seems lately, and I know you haven't been in a while, but it seems
Yeah.
lately nothing ever is there very long anymore. It seems like.
Yeah, I've been hearing that too. I've gotten like honestly because it has been a few years since I've been back to Disney World specifically. I've been buying a lot on Etsy or getting them as gifts from Etsy.
Yeah. For me, it seems more recently I've started really liking the spirit jerseys. So that's usually something I try to get every time I go is a different spirit jersey. And those can be harder to get sometimes, especially in certain sizes. Like it seems like the only thing available a lot of the times are the extra smalls or the like 3X's. Neither one of those will fit me like even close. So those can be kind of tricky trying to get those, but I have a few now and I like them,
Well, I will
especially
say
being in
this.
Kansas.
Just because it might be a little big and baggy doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't fit.
Okay.
It can still fit to
would-
some degree, but it might be
would
baggy.
be at a 3X, it would be gigantic.
Yeah.
Like way too big to be just baggy. It'd be huge.
I'm
'Cause
just
they
saying.
already run a little big, it seems like. So it would not be great, I don't think.
I'm just saying, I mean, you could still fit into it.
Okay.
I've been really liking spirit jerseys as well. I have a couple myself, and I really like the ones that are like more limited edition, but I agree it can be kind of hard to find sizes. But I do like mine to be a little oversized so I can like wear them with leggings and stuff. So
I mean, especially
sometimes
now.
I can take a bigger size or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a bigger size is one thing, but like 5 sizes
Yeah.
bigger is probably a different story.
I get that.
So right now with like spirit jerseys and the ears and stuff like that, like the limited edition 50th anniversary stuff at Disney World, that's gone immediately.
Pretty much.
Like stuff like that is very hard to come by.
Yeah, we were very lucky whenever we went. My husband actually walked in because I really wanted that white spirit jersey that had the spark. It's more like a cream color, but it has the glitter in it and it has the castle on the back of it. I really wanted that one. And they didn't have it out anywhere. My husband went to World of Disney to check if they had any just by chance. And he actually got there when the lady was holding them in her arm, coming to put them out. And like people were flocking to her, like taking them out of her arms.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was very lucky that he actually was able to get one.
Like imagine being the cast member who has to deal with that.
I know.
I feel bad for them because they're like getting abused when they're trying to put this stuff out.
Like if you're restocking something like that, you should not do it in the middle of the day when park goers are there.
Yeah, wait till the store is closed.
Yes, wait until the store is closed and then restock. Like
if
somebody happens
out in the middle of the day,
if somebody happens to ask you, "Hey, do you happen to have one?" And then you can say, "You know what? Let me go check in the back." And then guess what? You can say, "Hey, this was our last one. Congratulations."
Yeah. Or they could just bring their caution tape and they could,
Jared's
set
favorite.
that up. Exactly.
It doesn't work the same. Well, Amanda, what about your kids? Do you get your kids something in particular every time you go?
My daughter, we started collecting ears for her. So she has them hanging on her wall and has several pair now, probably about 10. And it's cute. She likes them. She'll wear them, briefly, but then they go on her wall and they look super adorable up there. My son loves to play with cars, so he usually gets some type of car while we're there, but it's not anything that's like a collector's edition or anything.
Yeah.
It's something you can find pretty much all the time. But I think that's about it. My daughter does have pins, but it's not something she's super into yet. So she has some, but it's not something she has to have every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do collect pins.
Yeah. Speaking of pins, that's
Jared's.
The absolute first thing that I go for are the pins. I have way too many, probably. And my love of enamel pins goes far beyond Disney. I have so many others that I collect and put on my
Oh,
backpack and stuff.
really?
Yep.
I didn't know
And
that.
yeah. And I definitely go for Disney pins. And I got my daughter invested in the Disney pins too. So
That was probably a bad idea.
I mean, yes
An
and
expensive
no.
idea.
Yes,
Yeah.
expensive idea. It'd have been better if she didn't like them because now you are spending double the money on pins.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I probably can spend about $200 on pins alone.
Crazy.
For one of you.
Yeah, I mean probably. To be honest, yes, probably.
Pins are something that are I would say they're arguably probably the most popular collector's item or souvenir
There's just
for
so
Disney
many
parks.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and
There
they're so
are.
fun to look at. I haven't really gotten into the pins. I will say I normally get one. The past few times I've gone, I get one every time I go, and I'm really into wearing a fanny pack at the park, and I'll put them on the fanny pack. So, but they're fun to look at, and they really are not expensive in the
Not
world
for just
of
one.
Disney souvenirs. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like a reasonably priced souvenir to bring home.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Right.
typically
Until you get
going
like 25
for
of them.
Yeah.
I'm typically going for like the more limited edition stuff.
Yeah.
I will get some of the more common stuff here and there. My daughter likes to get the little mystery packs that has like 3 or 5 and gets to open them and see what she got. She loves those just like she loves getting the Doorables and seeing what she got in those.
Yeah, kids love that.
Yeah. So the mystery packs are really big for my daughter. I don't really do the mystery packs because I like to kind of know what I'm getting. And typically I'm going for the more limited edition stuff. Like I have a limited edition Mandalorian helmet that's chrome and really cool. I love it a lot.
Ooh.
That's cool. Yeah, see, the ones I usually pick are like specific to my trip. So like I'll get one if we go to the Very Merry Christmas Party. I'll get one that's from the Very Merry Christmas
Yeah.
Party that year. So it's
Yeah.
like a memory, you know. But I do occasionally like to get those mystery packs because those are good for trading.
Those are good for trading, but the thing is I'm not trading. Just give me all the
Right.
pins and don't ask me for them because I specifically pick these out for a purpose.
Right. And that's the thing. All these people want to trade, but the ones I pick out, I don't want to trade them.
Yeah, you don't want to get rid of them.
Right. Those are special. Like I have one kid one time wanted one of my ones I got from Tokyo Disney. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not giving you that because you're going to give me something that's probably not even actually a Disney pin and trade for it. No, I'm not doing that. Not going to happen.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, is that those pins that you get in the little mystery packs, I mean, a lot of people have those because a lot of people buy them. So they're not really desired whenever trading. So it's hard to tell if you're going to be able to actually trade. Now, you could probably trade like 3 or 4 of them for one that you really like or something, but
That or with the cast members
That's what I
because
was gonna
yeah.
say.
the cast members have stuff to trade. So you could always trade with a cast member for something.
Yeah.
Or if you find like a little kid that just likes to trade and they don't care what it is,
Yeah.
you may get lucky and
But you
Yeah,
don't want to
people
take
scam a little
advantage. Yeah,
kid.
you don't want to take
I'm not
advantage of the
saying
little
kidding.
kids.
but you could give them 2
Yeah.
or if they may just happen to love one of the ones you have. It's just not something that's important to you, but they maybe it's their favorite character.
Yeah,
That's not
maybe.
necessarily scamming them.
You know, there's a lot of questions on like how you can tell which pins are real or not. Like I know that now they have all the little Mickeys on the back of the pins. But I mean, whenever you're talking about pins from earlier, like, 20, 30, 40 years ago.
They
I don't
have
know.
pins that long
I
ago?
don't know. I'm sure they probably do. They have pretty old pins. I've seen some.
I mean, maybe 20 years, but I doubt 40
I mean, 20
years.
years was 2000.
I have
Yes,
a
I
really
know.
old pin. The first pin that I ever the first pin that I ever got is, I don't know, from one of my very first Disney trips, I guess. Someone bought it for me and it has my name on it. But yeah, so they've been doing them for at least however old I am. 20-something years.
Yeah. I mean, they've had them for quite a while. So at least
Yeah.
30 years.
Another
Okay.
thing I wanted to kind of segue off of the pins that you buy and talk about those free pins that you get. I'm not sure if they're still doing this right now that things are kind of different, but I feel like they probably are. I don't know, Amanda, you might know this, but it's those free pins you can get if you're celebrating something. So like if it's your birthday or anniversary or your child's first trip or whatever.
Your honeymoon.
Usually when I'm at Disney, yeah, I'm celebrating something most of the time that I'm there, so I'll usually get one of those pins and put it on my fanny pack that says that I'm celebrating whatever it is I'm celebrating, and then I bring them home and I keep them. So I feel like
Yeah.
that's a fun souvenir that's also free. So that's nice because most stuff at Disney is not free.
Yeah. And
Right.
definitely you
And they
have
do
to
still
get your
do that.
kids
Good.
the first trip pin. For sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Or I
Yeah.
mean an adult friend who's never been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yep. And I know they're even doing pins now. I mean, they're not special ones. They just say I'm celebrating, but like if you're expecting a baby or
Yeah.
things like that, you can do the I'm celebrating pin and that be your announcement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that. That's really cute.
I'm wondering if you go and ask them, because they can customize those, right? It's not all like one individual pin that, like, you would be able to go and say, I'm celebrating something specific, right?
They
So,
write on them.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering if you can just be like, hey, I'm celebrating the weekend.
You can. I've seen people that say that, like, I'm celebrating life with like a little smiley face. Like,
Awesome.
I've seen people do that.
So then that's something that everybody should be doing. And
That's what I'm
just
saying. Like,
celebrate
you're
whatever.
normally, yeah, you're
Yeah.
normally celebrating something, time with family, whatever, time off work.
I'm celebrating this churro that I spent way too much on.
Yeah.
Like, what's the magic number on YouTube whenever you get like your special link and stuff, like 1,000 or something?
I think it's 1,000 followers.
Okay, 1,000 followers. So you could go and celebrate when you get 1,000 followers on YouTube.
I mean, you could.
You can celebrate
That'd be
anything,
celebrating.
and I would get a free pin. I usually
Exactly.
do.
Just go and be like, I'm celebrating that it's not raining today.
Hey,
Celebrating the weather.
I've seen somebody post or put on their pin, I'm celebrating quitting my job. So,
there we go. Exactly.
people
There's
go to
always
celebrate
reason to celebrate.
everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's another thing that you guys collect? I'm sure that's not the only thing that you collect whenever you go to the parks.
No. I also like to collect coffee mugs.
Me too.
The issue is you have to have space to bring and keep said coffee mugs.
Yeah.
So I have to be careful.
Yeah.
I have to really, really want it now to get it. But I do love having my Disney coffee mugs.
Could
Me
you
too.
bring your own box to ship it to your house with like UPS,
Well, Disney
regular
will ship
shipping?
it for you.
Yeah, but it costs something, doesn't it?
Well, it's going to cost if you ship it.
Yeah, but what's going to be more expensive? Disney shipping it or you shipping it whenever it's one of
You
those
shipping
priority
it.
boxes?
I would think you shipping it because you still have to get somewhere to actually ship said box.
It would just be an extra task you have to do. I usually wrap them up or have them wrap them up really good and then carry it on the plane with me.
Yeah.
See,
'Cause
I don't
I'm
really buy
paranoid it would
anything
break.
breakable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm not a
actually
big
usually
coffee
put it.
drinker anyway.
What is wrong with you? Anyway, I have to have my coffee every morning.
Me too.
I usually wrap mine up. I have them wrap it, but then I also wrap it in clothes and I put it in my suitcase.
Yeah, that's a good idea too, to wrap them in clothes. But yeah,
Yeah.
I usually get a coffee mug every time that I go, and I love just I try to get ones that are like more specific to that trip. And last time I went, I got a Splash Mountain one, and then I accidentally put it in the dishwasher and it got ruined. So I'm still grieving that Splash Mountain mug.
Yeah, because now you can't get them anymore.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I love collecting mugs.
Yep, they're super fun.
Yeah.
And they always have something new, so, you know.
Yep, very true.
So one of the things Disney that I collect that I don't necessarily get at the parks, but I will check to see if they have something special is the Funko Pops. Because I know sometimes they'll
yeah.
have the Funko Pops that you can't really find other places because they're specifically dedicated to the parks.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm always looking, and every time that I'm there, it just doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of limited edition stuff there.
Yeah, I haven't seen very many Funko Pops there. Not recently. It
Yeah.
seems like a while back, like 5-10 years ago, they had them a lot, but I don't think they have them very much anymore.
So I recently just got a new one. And
What
I'm
is it?
pretty excited about it. It is the 50th anniversary castle with Mickey.
Nice.
Ah.
So
Very
it
cool.
was sold out for a while, and I ordered it several months ago, and it is finally going to be delivered this week.
You got it from Shop Disney?
No.
Or did you have to buy it from like a third party?
I had to buy it from third party.
Gotcha.
But
Womp
I
womp.
got it at retail, so it wasn't something
Ah.
that was like $70, $80.
Oh, that's good because usually,
They're way marked
Usually
up.
they are.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one to collect, especially if you have like shelves in your office or somewhere in your house you like to keep things like that and you can display them.
Yeah.
Another thing that I have been getting more into lately is like pieces of art while I'm there. So, like if one of the festivals is going on and they have an artist there, I'll usually try to get one of their prints. Or like in Disneyland, they have this really cool thing. I know I've talked about this before a while back, but they have this really cool thing in several of the shops where they actually have artists that are sitting there drawing, and then they will sign it and seal it up, and then they will sell them. So like whenever I was in Disney, I got one of those. So I usually try to get artwork while I'm there. I'm going to run out of space for the artwork pretty soon, but
Yeah. And that's the
I've been
problem with
liking that.
artwork. It takes up real estate on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, whenever we went to Disney Springs this last trip, there is actually a store there that has different artists that have painted whatever, and they sell them there. So there's lots of different artists to choose from, lots of different styles, and I thought that was a really cool shop, actually.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So that may be somewhere you need to check out next time.
Definitely.
The ones that I really like are at obviously Tower of Terror and also at the Haunted Mansion souvenir shop.
Yeah, they have some pretty cool stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
and
this was more like the stuff that you would find at the Festival of the Arts. It was that type of
Yeah.
art.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like it whenever, like a couple times back whenever I was there, one of the artists was actually there and he was signing his prints like when you bought them. So I really like it whenever you can actually meet the person who
Yeah.
did those prints.
Yeah. We actually did that at Festival of the Arts last February for my daughter and for Jared and
Yeah,
for my son too. And
our
you.
parents got me one too. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
hanging on my wall behind me in my podcast room.
Yep. They're pretty cool.
One thing that my daughter absolutely loves to get is also just like a stuffed animal, some kind of stuffed something.
Yeah, that's a classic one for
Yeah.
kids.
It is, but we're also running out of stuffed animal room, so
I always got a stuffed animal whenever I was growing up. Honestly, I think I got a stuffed animal like last time I was there. I'm going to be real. I forgot
wouldn't
about
doubt it.
that. But it was a really cool black and white Steamboat Mickey that was like knit. So, couldn't pass it up. But that's a
look,
good one.
Make all the excuses for whatever you want to collect.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I feel like at this point I just collect everything.
I know,
yeah,
right?
that's fair. Amanda, I know that you and your husband like to get the lightsabers and the droids.
Well, that's not something we have to get every time.
Not
Yeah.
every time, but I know that you've done it a couple times.
Well, I've done it once. My husband has done it twice. So he's done it once at Disneyland and once at Disney World, just to see the different experiences. And I know he wants one more. So
Yeah,
we'll
wants
see.
one more and then is going to get about like 3 more.
Okay. I should say he wants at least one more. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we did get several droids. Yeah. Because my daughter wanted one, I wanted one, my husband wanted one, so we have 3 droids.
And then
I have
eventually
a
your
droid.
son's going to want one.
Probably.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably.
The droid experience is really, really neat. I know the lightsaber experience is supposed to be as well, but the droid making experience is a little easier to like get into and actually make one, and they're cheaper. So I would actually really recommend that. It's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
See, the best
But
way...
I wouldn't probably collect them every time you go.
No, to me it's a one-time thing. Like I won't do it again.
So the best way to experience the lightsaber making is to go with somebody who's doing it. That way you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, but then you don't get to experience it for yourself.
You get to experience it, but you don't build the lightsaber.
Not the personal experience.
You get the show.
Right.
You get the show, and that's perfectly fine. For a free experience, that's great.
I thought building a lightsaber was really cool. And I mean, I like Star Wars, but I'm not like a diehard fan that knows everything, all the ins and outs of it. I like it though. But I would do it again because I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I'd like to do it sometime.
Something that I thought of, like the pins really do take up a lot of my souvenir budget. So I'm not getting a whole lot of other souvenirs. But one of the things that I was thinking of that I have to get every time is photos. And I know that you wouldn't necessarily think of those as like souvenirs, but I kind of lump them in with souvenirs just because if you're buying the photo pass, then, you get like everything, and you also get special events that you wouldn't get just typically anywhere else. Like before the happening, we had, the character experiences that you were able to take pictures and stuff, and there were people there taking your photos, and I don't know. I would lump those in with souvenirs. That's just me personally.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, I think that that's a good one because it's also something that's personal. Like you can capture cute moments and stuff like that of your
Yeah.
children or your family or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. It's something I didn't think of, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
And like I said, I don't think that most people would think of them as souvenirs, but I kind of do whenever it's Disney
Yeah.
pictures.
yeah.
I
No, I
agree.
can
And
definitely
then,
see that.
yeah, and then you could even get like for your favorite picture, you could get like a frame that has the year on it or some sort of personal sort of frame for that specific trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, also the ride photos that you take whenever you're on the ride.
Right. Now, something else that you don't necessarily think of as a souvenir, but we still use them all the time, are those resort refillable mugs.
Oh yeah, I use mine all the
Yeah.
time too.
I know, me too.
It's a great little travel mug, and I like all the cute little different designs on them. So I always hope they've changed the design from one time to the next so I can get something different.
They normally change them every year, right?
Well, sometimes they'll have like special ones for like Christmas
Yeah, true.
or different events. But for a while, it seemed like they had the same one. Like every time I'd go, I was like, okay, can you get something different?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I normally get mine for free, or I mean, not free, but I normally do the dining plan whenever that's up and running, and you get a souvenir mug included in that. So I normally always get one.
And can't you
Yep,
get coffee
even
with those
now,
too?
you
It's not just
can.
like sodas and stuff. You can get coffee and stuff.
You can get
Yeah.
coffee and tea, and I think there may be like some juices or whatever,
Yeah.
possibly. What I miss is when they used to include the ices with it.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. You used to be
I
able
wish
to
they
go
would
down
bring
there
that
and get
back.
ices.
Yes.
That was the absolute best.
Yes, it was, because I would go. That's probably why they took it away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Anytime I'd come back from the park, yes, let's just go stop and get an icy real quick.
I know. I don't even use my souvenir mug that much while I'm actually at the hotels now, but whenever they had those ices, man,
It was every
that
Yeah.
was
5
always
minutes.
full. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. We actually, even now, even when the dining plan isn't there, we buy at least one mug because it just makes sense. The mug is like $20, but if you buy 4 drinks at a resort, you've paid for it. It just
Yeah.
seems to make sense. And we usually get coffee every morning, so it more than pays for itself. The
Yeah.
only time we don't do it are like short trips. We stayed before and after our cruise, so we were like one night on each side, and it didn't seem to make sense then. But any other time, if we're there at least 4 or 5 days, we get a mug.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Because I mean, you can't just bring those back. Don't you have to buy them every time you go?
Yeah, there's a chip in them, and they only last for the length of your trip or 14 days, depending on which comes first.
Yeah. So that's
So,
unfortunate.
well,
There
yeah.
should
I mean,
there should be something that they could do with the chip where you can go and like do a refiller and just say, hey, for this trip, I'll pay you like another $5 or something, and I can just use the same mug
why would they want to do that? Because then they're losing money.
because it's eco-friendly.
Obviously,
Because it's not doing another mug.
but it's not their pocket friendly, so I don't think that's going to happen. But you never know. You can do that. They'll redo it for $20.
Yeah, for the full price, for sure.
Yeah. It just doesn't seem. I'd rather have the extra cup.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to pay full price, might as well just get the extra
Right.
cup.
Yeah.
All right, well, what about some of the souvenirs that you wouldn't necessarily think of? And I'm thinking specifically of like coasters that you would get from restaurants and stuff. Like I know that
Oh, you're not talking about bringing like Slinky Dog Dash home with you, right?
No.
Not that kind of coaster.
No.
Okay.
But I know that a lot of people, like specifically the Oga's Cantina coasters, people love those. I'm sure there's others, but that one's the one that comes to mind.
That's pretty much the only one I can think of.
There has to be others, though.
There's probably others, but yeah, see, I'm not I don't know. I mean, I was going to say I'm not really into that, but then I was just thinking about in Disneyland this last time I went, they gave Ziploc bags on Splash Mountain that said like zippity-doo-dah-day, and they were like colorful, and
you're like, yes, sign me up.
Exactly. I kept that, and same with I got a free sticker. Like one of the cast members handed me a Cowboy Mickey sticker, and I still have that too. So
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of freebies in the park that you can just go and grab and keep as souvenirs.
Yeah. Now, whenever we went to Hong Kong Disney, I loved it because they gave out stickers. But, at Disney World, they have that one Mickey Mouse sticker, and that's like the only one they give out, and everybody has it. But at Hong Kong Disneyland, it was like a game to see how many stickers you could collect because like all the cast members had different ones.
That's
so
cool.
I ended up with like an Anna one, and I think Snow White and Woody and a whole bunch of different ones, and now I have them on my computer. I just think they're really cool. I wish that Disney World did something like that too. I just thought it was a cool little thing that they did there.
Well, I know, and this was a long time ago. This is probably my daughter's first trip. We were in the diner and she found one of the hidden Mickeys on the coffee table, and they gave my daughter a sticker for finding one of the hidden Mickeys.
Yeah, I think it depends where you are. Like,
it probably does in the age of the person
and
involved.
I was gonna say at the 50s Primetime Cafe, you get a clean plate sticker if you eat all the food on your plate, or if you try. Because one time I really tried my hardest, and she still gave me a clean plate sticker. But yeah, I love things like that. They're free and they're personal because of like a story like that, and you can keep them.
Yeah. What about popcorn buckets? I know a lot of people collect popcorn buckets.
It's just not something that I collect because I'm not really getting popcorn while I'm at the park.
I don't think these people are either. I think they're displaying them in their house.
Yeah. But
see, I mean, like Jared,
look, Figment, I do want that bucket.
I was gonna say,
I really thought you would if we have somebody who wants to give me a Figment bucket, I will take it. Give it to me.
People waited in that line for 6+ hours.
Know. Yes, it's crazy.
I did see somebody though bought 2 of them and then walked back to like the back of the line and gave it to somebody. Like gave one of them to somebody.
I saw several stories like that actually. Yeah.
That's pretty nice. See, I think the popcorn buckets are cool. I can admire them, but I'm not going to wait longer than about 2 minutes to get one. So I'm probably not getting any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I mean they take up a lot of real estate.
Popcorn buckets. Yeah, they do. We have 3 different ones. It's not like I'm going out to collect them, but we have one from when we went to Tokyo Disney because their popcorn is a huge deal. And
because they have
so
many
different flavors. Yeah. Yes, they have all these different flavors that you can try. And it just makes sense to just pay for the refill if you're going to try all these different popcorns.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have that one. And then my daughter really wanted popcorn, so we got her a Simba one. But that one, it's so big and bulky, it's hard to take anywhere. So this last trip, we got one of just the regular shaped popcorn buckets. And that way we can actually bring that one back to the park with us so that we have one that's easy to
that makes sense.
Carry around. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like an intentional thing. Oh, we've got to collect all these popcorn buckets. But I would have taken the Figment one too. He was super cute.
It was cute.
So I have a question. Do you guys do any like scrapbooking with your like plane tickets or anything for trips?
I used to. Like whenever I was a kid, like I would say 12, 13, I would always keep like plane tickets. You still had the paper fast passes, like park admission tickets, and then pictures from the trip. And I would go buy like all the Disney scrapbook stickers and make a scrapbook. But I don't do that anymore. But
Yeah.
it can be fun because it gives you a project to do too whenever you get home.
Exactly. I do think it's fun. It's been a long time since I've done it, but I was like Emily. I used to do it all the time. I just don't have the time to do it, and I don't feel as creative as I used to.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a good after Disney project. Maybe
It
like
is.
a few months down the line whenever you're wanting to relive your trip.
Yeah.
Well,
I
not
always,
Amanda.
whenever
Amanda's gone like it
Already
seems
back.
3 months.
Yeah.
And she's
already back at Disney.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's been 2 months already, and I don't even have another Walt Disney World trip planned.
Well, that's only because you just got back from a cruise. So,
But that one wasn't Disney, so we don't have to talk about that.
I'm just
I
saying
mean,
it pays to
if
be a
anybody-
DVC member.
If anybody wants to book a vacation, I will gladly talk cruises with you. But
If anybody wants
don't
to
have to talk
book
about
me a vacation, please call Amanda.
right.
All right. I think that's probably going to bring us into mousekeeping, unless you guys have any other souvenirs that you wanted to talk about.
No, I mean,
No.
there's a million things that you can get and not go wrong with. Those were just some of our favorites.
Right.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get into mousekeeping then. We want to promote our YouTube. You can find that at bit.ly/T3M YouTube. That's T, the number 3, M YouTube, and that's all lowercase. You can find us on social media at T3M Podcast. Leave us a 5-star written review and we'll read it on an upcoming episode. If you've already done that or just think that it's too cumbersome, which it's not, you should definitely do it. But if you don't want to, then you should just at least share and like and subscribe.
I'd love to plan your next magical getaway. Whether you're looking for a Disney vacation, Universal vacation, all-inclusive resort, international destination, or a cruise, I'm here to help. Contact me when you're ready for your free, no obligation quote. And don't forget that my services are complimentary. You can find me on Facebook at amanda.hollis, Capture the Magic Vacations, or you can send me an email at amanda.hollis@capturethemagicvacations.com.
Join us for our next episode releasing Thursday, the 24th of February. Be sure you're subscribed to the show so that you're updated when a new episode comes out every other Thursday.
That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for listening. You can also be a part of the magic by following the show at T3M Podcast on all social media platforms. That's T, the number 3, M Podcast. Leave us a 5-star written review and we'll read it on an upcoming episode. If you have an announcement that you would like to have on the show or just want to reach out to us, you can send us an email at t3mpodcast@gmail.com.
Have a zippity-doo-dah day.
See you real soon.